Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony will begin shortly. Please have a nice seat and kindly turn off your mobile phone or put it into a silent mode throughout the event. Thank you. Announcing the arrival of the Honorable Tuan Lukanisman bin Awang Sauni, the Deputy Health Minister of Malaysia. All attendees are invited to stand for singing of the Malaysian anthem, Negaraku. seated. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and peace be upon you. The Honorable Tuan Lukanisman bin Awang Sauni, Deputy Health Minister Malaysia. The Honorable Datuk Dr. Nur Hayati binti Rusli, Deputy Director General of Public Health, Ministry of Health Malaysia. The Honorable Datuk Indra Dr. Nur Azimi binti Yunus, Director of Pahang State Health Department. The Honorable Datuk Dr. Chong Chi Kiong, Senior Advisor, ASEAN Mitigation of Biological Threats Programme. The Honorable Mr. Michael Glenn, ASEAN Secretariat, ASEAN Mitigation of Biological Threats Programme. Representative from ASEAN Secretariat, Datuk-Datuk, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome I bid to our guests of honor and all of you to the Zenith Hotel Kuantan, Pahang for the Gebeng Simulation Exercise 2023. On behalf of the organizers, the Ministry of Health Malaysia, as the lead country for ASEAN Emergency Operations Center EOC Network, in collaboration with ASEAN Secretariat and Global Affairs Canada GAC, we wish to extend our warm welcome and thank you to all participants and delegates. Selamat datang, Yindi Tundrap, Swakum, Jasopate, Ciao Mang. Welcome to Kuantan, Pahang, Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to be your master of ceremony for this remarkable chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear and explosive event, which later will be termed as CBRNE, that will be held from 10 to 12 July 2023. Proudly introduce to you, I'm Dr. Nurul Najwa, a public health medicine specialist from the Pahang State Health Department. The GSE 2023 will involve 234 participants, industrial experts, healthcare workers, and professionals joining together to come and experience the simulation of CBRNE incidents and consequently would be able to assess the preparedness and response of the local authorities to such incidents. These events bring together medical practitioners, public or private, policymakers, academicians, students, stakeholders of the government, and private agencies at national as well as international level to observe the local response of such incident, to evaluate each party's preparedness and response to such event, to share own experience in disaster management specifically pertaining to CBRNE, as well as developing networking while communicating between participants. Ladies and gentlemen, it is almost incomplete for any ceremony to be held here in Malaysia without a piece of our local traditional pantun. Allow me. Kompang bergema pusaka bangsa, dipalu oleh si anak dara. Hadirnya Tuan meriah suasana, kami menyambut penuh gembira. Which basically means we are truly honored and welcome all of you with our open arms. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with a great honor to invite on stage the ASEAN Secretariat, Mr. Michael Glenn, to brief us a little bit background about ASEAN Health Cooperation. Please welcome.
Excellency Deputy Minister of Health Malaysia, distinguished delegates from Kementerian Kesehatan Malaysia and ASEAN member states. On behalf of the health divisions of the ASEAN Secretariat, allow me to present the ASEAN Health Corporations, the governance and implementation mechanisms that through this slide, through this slide, we are trying to show you this is the governance and implementation mechanism of the ASEAN health sector. At the highest level, the ASEAN health ministers and vice ministers meet once every 2 years to really discuss and decide a high level policy and decisions for the region to be implemented and executed by the senior officials and respective health clusters. Next slide, please. At operational level, the ASEAN post-2015 Health Development Agenda has 4 work programs under respective health clusters, which envisions to achieve a healthy, caring, and sustainable ASEAN community and contribute to the implementation of the strategic measures of the ASEAN Sociocultural Community Blueprint or Roadmap from 2016 to 2025. Through the ASEAN post-2015 Health Development Agenda, the regional work programs are implemented through the 4 health clusters. The clusters on promoting healthy lifestyles, responding to all hazard and emerging threats, strengthening health system and access to care, and ensuring food safety. The regional initiatives on health security interface, prevention and control of communicable disease, emerging and re-emerging infectious disease, including public health emergencies and pandemics such as COVID-19, are under the purview of ASEAN Health Cluster 2, which highlighted with red font, responding to all hazard and emerging threat. As part of the Cluster 2, ASEAN EOC network, spearheaded and championed by Ministry of Health Malaysia since 2016, played a critical role in the implementations of the ASEAN Health Cluster 2 work program as well as the COVID-19 pandemic response. Next slide, please. Excellency, Deputy Vice Minister of Health Malaysia and delegations, the proof of concept in maximizing the opportunities in enhancing collaborations and coordinations with relevant stakeholders through the existing ASEAN architecture, which presented earlier, and the ASEAN Health Sector Governance and Implementation Mechanism, is through the ongoing program of mitigation of biological threats, which supported by the Global Affairs Canada. The MBT program, in short, aimed to mitigate a wide range of biological threats, at the same time enhancing the capacity of ASEAN member states to prevent, detect, response to a diverse biological threats, whether naturally occurring, accidental, or deliberate. As part of the MBT program, the ASEAN EOC network was in operations since its establishment, which was endorsed by the ASEAN health ministers in 2017. Next slide, please. Excellencies and delegations, through these slides, we wish to briefly show you on the functions of the ASEAN EOC network, which currently led by Minister of Health Malaysia, in strengthening regional capacities, but at the same time, provides value additions to strengthen national capacities of ASEAN member states through building EOC capacities, sharing of expertise, and specific focused development for specific member states, networking, early warning mechanism development, and protocol development. And we are also delighted to mention that ASEAN EOC network facilitated the first response of ASEAN COVID-19 response way as early as February 2020. Next slide, please. Specific on CBRNE, this Gebeng exercise is not the first time. It was implemented or invested way back in 2017 through the leaderships of Malaysia with the ASEAN EOC network in 2017 in August, where we designed what will be the best health system response for CBRNE events with the support and sharing from Singapore and Indonesia. And then it followed by 2019 activities, 2020, and it was vacuumed due to the COVID pandemic in 2020 and 2021. But when the travel is allowed, back in 2022, we come again. Malaysia, Minister of Health, leading the CBRNE emergencies workshop, training workshops, lessons from COVID-19 pandemic through a multi-sectoral response. And now we are here for the CBRNE incidents at Gebeng Industrial Park. Next slide, please. This is the last slides of our presentation when we try to visualize the components of ASEAN health cooperations in managing and responding to public health emergencies and disaster health management. As you can see in these slides, ASEAN EOC network is on the top left where the function has been mentioned. We also have field epidemiology training network when we specific working on the epidemiology side. We also have lab network, ASEAN emergency medical team, nutrition, food safety, mental health, as well as the big data analytics. And all of this are operationalized through all hazards, whole of government and whole of society approach, which encompass the spectrum preparedness, prevention, detection, and response. With that, I end my presentations. Thank you so much, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Michael. Dear Excellencies, guests of honor, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I would like to invite on stage the Honorable Deputy Health Minister of Malaysia, Tuan Lukanisman bin Awang Sauni, to deliver a welcoming remark, followed by officiating the Gebeng Simulation Exercise 2023.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam Malaysia Madani. Thank you to the Master of Ceremony, Honorable Datuk Dr. Nohayati binti Rusli, Deputy Director General of Public Health, Ministry of Health Malaysia, Honorable Datuk Indra Dr. Noor Azimi binti Yunus, Director of Pahang State Health Department, Honorable Datuk Dr. Chong Chi Kiong, Senior Advisor, Asian Mitigation of Biological Threats Programs, Honorable Mr. Michael Glenn, Program Coordinator, Asian Mitigation of Biological Threats Program, and representative from Asian Secretariat, dan juga semua rakan-rakan warga KKM yang ada pada pagi ini. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. On behalf of Ministry of Health, Malaysia, I am pleased to welcome everyone to Asian EOC Network Gebeng Simulations Exercise GSE 2023 Chemical, Biological, Radiological, Nuclear and Explosive CBRNE Incidents at Gebeng Industrial Park, Kuantan, Pahang, Malaysia. First and foremost, I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude and appreciation to the organizing committee for the invitation and officiate the GSE 2023. I am delighted that we can resume the organization of the GSE simulation exercise physically after being hit by COVID-19 pandemic. I was informed that there are 18 participants from the ASEAN member states attending this GSE 2023 as observers, which showcase the achievements of corporations to future proofing of our resilience to CBRNE event or any public health emergencies. Thank you and congratulations for making the time to participate in this 3 days GSE 2023. I would like to express a very warm welcome to delegates from Brunei Darussalam, Indonesia, Laos Republic, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. Relevant government agency in Pahang State, such as Royal Malaysia Police, Fire and Rescue Departments of Malaysia, Malaysia Civil Defence Force MCDF, Gebeng Emergency Mutual Aid GIMA, Department of Environments DOE Malaysia, Departments of Informations Malaysia, Kuantan City Councils MPK, Pahang State Secretary Office, Kuantan District Office, Industrial Training Institute of Kuantan ILP, and Sultan Ahmad Shah Medical Center of International Islamic University IIUM, as well as to all participants from the Ministry of Health Malaysia. We are very grateful for having these activities. Ladies and gentlemen, all hazards approach has been driven by the International Health Regulations IHR, which were revised in 2005 to reflect growth in international travel and threat, emergence or re-emergence of international disease risks and threat posed by chemical, toxins and radiations. Incidents involving chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear and explosives, CBRNE, materials require good planning in order to effectively prevent, identify, respond, and mitigate the incidents. While these materials are routinely associated with warfare and criminals activities, the CBRNE events may also be due to natural or accidental release which require multi-agency interventions. One of the main roles of the MOH Malaysia is to ensure health security at all levels of society and reduce the negative consequences of emergencies. In May 2019, Ministry of Health Malaysia, with assistance of the Asian Secretariat ASEC and sponsored by Canada Weapon Threat Reduction Program WTRP, organized a special national workshop to develop CBRNE management guideline in Kuala Lumpur. The guideline was materialized with support from multi-agency subject matter experts from MOH, Ministry of Defence, MINDEF, National Security Council, NSC Malaysia, National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, Royal Malaysia Police, Fire and Rescue Departments of Malaysia, Departments of Atomic Energy Malaysia, Atom Malaysia, Malaysia Nuclear Agency, Department of Chemistry Malaysia, and Department of Environment, DOE Malaysia. The guideline was reviewed with tabletop simulation exercise conducted in September 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, besides complementing the MOH Disaster Management Plan 2015, the CBRNE reference document marked another successful achievement by the MOH Malaysia, which lead the Asian EOC network in fulfilling one of the Asian Health Cluster work program under the Asian Health Cluster 2, responding to all hazards and emerging threats. The objective of this GSE 2023 are to assess the preparedness and respond to chemical incidents based on chemical, biologicals, radiologicals, nuclear and explosive, CBRNE Management Guideline, Ministry of Malaysia 2023. These include evaluations of the preparedness of first responders and pre-hospital services at the locations in chemical events, the public health action in risk management and risk communication for chemical events, the response of healthcare facilities in terms of patient triaging, treatments and search capacity, the effectiveness of the personal protective equipment PPE, and decontamination process used by health facilities personnel during a chemical event, and the command and control, data management and intra-agency communication at district, state and national level. The participants invited for this GSE 2023 are senior officers in charge of the surveillance of the Public Health Emergency Operations Center and senior officers in charge of all hazard risk assessment and emerging threat. We hope that this GSE 2023 will provide knowledge and skill on risk assessment in CBRNE event and its application in managing CBRNE emergencies safely and effectively. Thus, we will be able to initiate and enhance networking linkages between national country contact persons when dealing with CBRNE emergencies, especially with the AMS health sector. Therefore, GSE 2023 CBRNE incidents at Gebeng Industrial Park, Kuantan, Pahang, Malaysia is organized to enhance the preparedness and readiness of the agency, especially among MOH fraternity in managing CBRNE event at all levels, particularly that can cause emergency of national or international concerns. Finally, I would like to convey my sincere gratitude and appreciations to Canada Weapon Threat Reduction Programs for their generosity in sponsoring Asian EOC Network GSE 2023 CBRNE incidents at Gebeng Industrial Park, Kuantan, Pahang, Malaysia. Excellencies, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen, on this note, it gives me a great pleasure to officially launch the Asians EOC Network Gebeng Simulation Exercise GSE 2023 Chemical, Biological, Radiological, Nuclear, and Explosive Incidents at Gebeng Industrial Park, Kuantan, Pahang, Malaysia, and wish you all an enjoyable and successful simulation exercise, and don't forget to enjoy the East Coast Beach and Kuantan City as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honorable, for the speech. Kindly remain on stage for other honorable guests to join you for the launching gimmick act. Thank you, our honorable guests. Kindly be seated. photo session for all the excellencies, guests of honor, and participants that will be held in benches. For the first group, kindly please welcome up front all participants from the ASEAN member states, together with Mr. Michael Glenn, Mr. Randy, and Dr. Novia from the project coordinator. Please come up front. Thank you very much. Next, I invite the coordinator and all participants from the Gebeng simulation site to come forward, please. Alright, thank you very much. The next group will be from the Baluk Health Clinic. All participants from the Baluk Health Clinic, please come forward. Thank you very much. Following this will be from the Hospital Tengku Ampuan Afzan Kuantan. Please, participants from the site to come up front. Thank you. Next, we call upon all participants from the Sultan Ahmad Shah Medical Center, SASMEC. Thank you very much. Next will be the participants from the Kuantan District Health Office. Please come up front. Right, sporting group. Okay. And finally, all the participants from the Pahang State Health Department, please come up front. thank you everyone. And for the last shot, I would like to welcome all participants to come up front just behind our VVIPs for an overview shot. One last shot. And our MOH and also our TPKNs. Yes, please come. Everyone, the Ulu Setia team also please come up front. All Ulu Setia from Pahang State Department, please. CDC team members, please come up front. One final photo with our minister. Thank you very much, everyone. For our guests of honor, following this, there will be a press conference to be held at the Zenith 5 room. Sedari Kedah ke Pekansari, beli suasa di Kota Tinggi. Selesai sudah tugas diberi, di lain masa bersua lagi. Merdu bertingkah alunan suara, kadang tak sedar, tersilap kata. Andai telanjur, patah bicara, serendah hati kemaafan dipinta. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure emceeing this ceremony. Till we meet again, thank you.
Menghilir di sungai Pahang, singgah bermalam di pasir tambang. Oh, oh, oh.
Hi everyone, participants. Just some housekeeping announcement. As we conclude our ceremony quite early, so there will be no structured event for us as per se, but um, you will get to go to lunch at 12:30 at the ground level.
Menghilir di
Yeah,
sungai
just as early as 12:30
Pahang.
onwards lah. Yeah. And for the afternoon session will be the briefing at the